welcome to MCFB Live. 97 episodes we've been hanging out. It just keeps getting better and better, Chels, huh? And in search of awesome. Tonight, special guest, bringing you the best. Level 3, 20 years old, trended $50,000 in her W-2 last year. First, and she wasn't, she had started on the floor in March, and she's trending at by the end of the year. I think she's going to probably blow way past 65 this year. So she's out making big boom boom for sure. That is the Miss Blake Webster from Salon Bella P, Allison Rodriguez-Jones. She was a guest on the show as the one of the family-owned business, and Allison, and of course, Robin. I was there the last week of December to pay a visit, and that's actually how I met Blake. And I knew right away that I wanted to have her on the show. So, and she is, as you're going to see, blowing it up big time on referrals. So before I get her on, let me just tell you a little bit why I think what she's going to be sharing with you tonight, all you guys, should matter to you. She started on Instagram in 2013, graduates from high school in 2015, so she's on Insta, as a sophomore, junior. Graduates from hair school in 2016, starts at an associate at Bella V. Joined, she gets out on the floor, I think it was sometime in March of last year, and she's, reaches level 3 inside of that 9-month window. So her fast track is nothing short of amazing. So as I said, 50 grand trending on her first year. I think she's going to blow by 65 easy. Average ticket, $90, $92. Haircut is $47, so that's almost a 2.0. 150 referrals, baby. 2017. That's one of the reasons why I wanted her on the show tonight. Rebooking about 50%. Look at that RTS, retail to service. Shannon Ruther, you're going to love this, at 28%. So she's firing on all cylinders. And she's doing, why did I have her? Because she's a social media master Jedi. That you're seeing, the Blakes of the world just get to places at the speed of light. So it's just amazing. She got 5,000 followers on IG. Probably 90+% of her guests that are following her, and 90% of referrals for sure are coming from social media. Doing about 20 guests a week. Of those 20, probably 15 photo shoots. So she's in it big time. Plus, she's also taking advantage of the video stuff on Instagram stories. So I think she's got it all together. I thought I'd bring her on. I wanted to tell you a little bit about, where she's been, what her life was like, what it's like, what happened to her, what it's like now. I wanted to have her talk a little bit about her best practices, and then we'll go from here. So let me just kind of follow that up, and I'm going to bring her up. Let me see if she's ready to go, and I need to get off of my little network here. Just pray that the IT gods are working. And there she is. I told you I'd give it up. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Oh, good. We were kind of screwing around with the Wi-Fi, and it was wonderful to get it figured out. It's wonderful to have you in the house, Blake.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, are you kidding? And I met you just a couple of weeks ago or so, in the salon, and I watched your work, and I just got excited, and we chatted, and I said, you know what? I want to start the year out right with you. So what I'd like to do is, you heard me bragging on you, and I wanted to, maybe you get us started a little bit as to how'd you decide to get from high school to take a run on hair school and now as a hairdresser. What's that about?
So I kind of always knew I wanted to do hair. I can't really tell you the exact time I decided, but I did decide in, middle school that for sure I was doing hair. That was my passion. I was always doing my friend's hair. I actually was doing my brother's hair a lot. They had long hair and didn't take care of it. So I chose to go to cosmetology school. I decided that in high school.
Nice.
I started a couple months after graduation, and I knew that's what I wanted to do with the rest of my life.
Yeah, and you when you and I were chatting, you're just like me. The whole math and science thing didn't go well for us. So I think that's one of the first questions we ask when we're signing up for hair school. Is there any math or science here? Not really, and so we're in the game.
Exactly.
All right, so now you start hair school, and where do you go from here? What made the difference? Like, how did you make the connection from hair school to start working at Bella V?
So I have a friend who I met in hair school, and her name is Megan, and she started working here at Salon Bella V before I did. And she actually called me one day while I was at school on my lunch break and asked me if I had found a job yet. And I told her I hadn't really found a salon that I loved. And she said, well, you've got to check out Salon Bella V. I love it. She was Robin's associate, so she loved her experience here, and she really wanted me to come check it out. And that's when I met Allison, who I worked under Allison. I was her associate for about 8 months. And as soon as I met her, like, I walked in the door and she gave me a big hug and she walked me around the salon. She told me everything we're doing here and how, friendship and family and supporting each other and growth is really what we're all about. And I knew that I wanted to be here. I knew I'd found the right environment for myself to grow, so.
Yeah, and as you and I were chatting on the phone, and as I listened to your story, Allison, and I've gotten to know Allison. She's been on the program a couple times. It sounds like Allison was one of these people that was pivotal in your life. It's almost like
Yes.
she's become not only your teacher when you were an associate, but she's becoming a mentor, a vision for you of what's possible.
Yeah, she definitely is a big mentor to me in a lot of aspects of my life. Working with her, I learned not only more how to do hair, but just how to run my business and how to prioritize and how to build myself and how to grow and how to help others grow too. So
yeah, it was like she taught you about the goal setting thing, and she really got you on a path that went beyond hair, and that's wonderful. So, and I know that you met her brother Mark, who is really kind of responsible, plays a big role in teaching all you guys about social media. So, in a nutshell, what's Mark, just so that the viewers know who he is?
So I guess I'll start by saying when we start doing hair, we are like, let's make a page for our hair, the things that we do to show people. And I thought that's all we really needed to do was post some pictures and show what we do and kind of make a little portfolio. And after meeting Mark, he was like, no, we got to do a lot more than that. So he came in and taught us a lot of different strategies on how to create a brand for ourselves, and he taught me how to get my pictures out there and get my name out there,
and when you met and you were doing pretty well with followers before you meet him. I think you had like 800, and now you're hanging out at like, what is it, 5,000 plus followers, and the overwhelming majority of your clients now follow you.
Yeah.
So where does it, for you, what does the future hold? Like, you're at level 3 now, you're 20, it's 2018, like what, and you're making money. So where does Blake go from here?
So I guess just moving up, I hope to be a level 4A by middle of this year.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to do that. I love the idea of training an associate and bringing on someone to this team and getting to introduce them to this whole world of growth that we didn't know was possible before. So just doing that really and continuing to build my social media and keeping up on all the new things.
Huge. And you were telling me, like a lot of people that are 19, 20 something, still in your family home, and you're going, look, I don't want to just get out of my fam and rent. I'm like stashing my cash. I want to get into my first home, and that's,
I want to buy a house. That's what I'm gonna do.
So that's your next goal, huh?
It's crazy because I'm 20, so I didn't think that was possible for me, but with the way I've grown in my career, I feel like it is possible to do very soon.
Oh yeah. And I was going to say, now that you're at a place at 20 that a lot of people, they don't get there at 30, 35. What's that like for you now? I mean, it's almost like too big to wrap your mind around, but your life is just cooking.
it makes me really happy to think about that I didn't think I'd be where I am right now. I didn't know it was possible. I think I was told really young when I was doing in cosmetology school, I was told like it's gonna take a while and it's gonna take 2 years until you have a clientele and you're gonna have to wait, and that's not true. Like, you don't have to wait. You can get out and you can make things happen for yourself. And
So that's your, before we get into your social media, the last word, it's like at 20, you're in places that people don't get to. But there's people right now that are watching this that are at where you were at 17, 18, 19. I'm in my first few hours of beauty school, and I'm not really sure that I made the right decision. Now that, because you were there, now you're here. In a nutshell, what do you say to them to give them the vision and the inspiration to like go for it?
I want to say, take every opportunity you can. Don't say no. Like, try everything. Go take everything you can do, and your career is in your own hands. So no one's gonna make you busy, and no one's gonna make you not busy. You got to fill your chair, and you got to promote yourself. And the more you do, you're gonna build yourself.
Nice.
You're the only one who can do it for yourself.
Now, one more thing that I just need to ask you is as you know, there's a lot of older 20-somethings, 30-somethings, 40-somethings that are just on the front end of social media, and it's like it freaks them out. So in a nutshell, what do you say to them to go, listen, like, what would Blake say to somebody like that might inspire them to disobey their fear and just go?
I guess I would say don't make fun of social media. It is important. Like, you may not see it as something you should make time for. You can say like, oh, it's just Instagram or it's just Snapchat, these kids in Snapchat. But it's really, there's a lot you can do with it. And if you dedicate just a little bit of time out of your day to it, it can help you build and you can reach so many more people.
I love it. I love it. Thanks for that. We got like 3-4 more minutes with you. And I know when you and I were chatting, as I listened, I said, God, Blake, you got a handful of keys, 4 or 5 keys. So in a nutshell, when it comes to social, what are those keys so that people watching this can go, oh my God, I want to like follow the path that Blake is kind of laying out for us. So take us through that.
So the keys, I guess, Mike and I were talking about it, and he said he realized that something I give all my guests is a social media experience. So when they come in, they know they're going to get their picture taken, or we're going to do maybe an Instagram story or a Snapchat story. And even my friends and family who don't do hair and don't know anything about hair, they say they enjoy watching those because it's just cool to see a little behind the scenes of what we do every day.
That
so
was
cool
that first key that you gave, Blake. As I was listening to you, it's like, oh my God, you're so prominent on social media that now the overwhelming majority of your guests come in hoping and expecting to have that experience. You don't need to stumble through, gee, would it be okay if we take your picture? They're coming in and saying, hey, is this going to happen?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So
I really like that. It's everything fun, because then they have something that they can go post, and who doesn't feel amazing after they get their hair done? Usually people say they feel the best, they walk out and they want to go be seen and do all these fun things, and why not take really great pictures for them to put as their new profile picture or just show their friends.
Then the second key is the idea that, okay, you're in the photo shoot, and I know that you've got a different way of thinking about the whole lighting thing. So in a nutshell, what's that second key about?
Finding the best place to take the picture. The lighting, like you said, natural lighting is always the best. I don't really always like to take a picture just in front of a wall because that gets kind of boring. So lately I've been taking pictures in front of just the salon, so that you can see the environment that they're in. Yeah. A lot of times people come in and they're like, this place is so cute, I love this salon. So showcase that in the picture. It makes it more interesting. And
oh yeah, I was like scrolling on your IG page and I saw, I don't know, 5 or 6 different places. Like you mix it up. I mean, it's almost like a palette that you have going.
Yeah, I like to switch it up a little bit. I know that when I look at different pages, if it all looks the same, nothing really draws my eye, so I kind of get bored and look away. So if there's something different and cool to look at.
Nice. And then this third key is once you've had the photo shoot, you encourage your guests to take some actions that are not only in their best interest but yours. You call it encouraging guest posting. What's that about?
I can't say that I do a lot of like telling them to post a picture, but usually people will say like send me those and I want to post it. And I do tell people with my referral program and with the referral program that we do here at the salon is we do offer like points and dollars off towards your services if you refer people, like if you refer a friend. So I even count that as a picture. If someone comes in and says, I liked her hair, so I found you and came in, I'm like, well, cool.
Nice. So it's almost like you're coaching them on what to do with either content you're giving them or when they do their own selfies, so that as referrals go up, you're always rewarding them. That's brilliant. And then you do something else on the fourth key. You're working with the front desk, and I think that's really, really cool. Talk about that.
So my friend Kirsten, she works at the front desk. She kind of runs our business here. And whenever she's not busy, I'm like, hey, come take a video for me. And she's really good at it. She gets really in depth with it, different angles and stuff. We're really working on creating something cool. So even if it's not her, if she's busy, if any of the other girls have time, or I'll take a video for someone if I have time, I think it's great that we all really contribute to that. And so we work kind of as a unit throughout the salon. Whoever has time is going to take a little video of someone doing something just to show it.
I love it. I love it. And then this last one, you have you call it tag team sharing, because one of your buddies is in kind of a similar field, and you guys have kind of collaborated. And what's that piece about?
So my friend Sean is a photographer, and he is same age as me. He just does a little bit of photography just because he enjoys it. So he'll do different shoots with friends, and I was like, hey, do you want to do a shoot with me? And it turned into like I'll post about his times that he can do photo shoots and post about how he does a great job. He really does. And then he'll kind of post about me on his Instagram, like, go check out my hairstylist. And it's really cool working with someone else who also wants to build a brand for themselves.
Awesome. Well, listen, we're out of time, but you've got to, I mean, there's like a lot of people watching tonight, and there's a lot of people from your world that's been like commenting on, encouraging you. I guess there's going to be a big party at Allison's when you're done.
Oh, really nice. Number one fan.
Yeah, very cool. Well, listen, thank you for coming on and being on, and I want to keep an eye on you this year, see how well you do, stay close to you, and have you on for an encore.
Okay, cool.
All right, give it up one more time for Ms. Blake Webster, will you guys? All right, stay well. I'm gonna turn off, and then we'll see you soon.
All right.
Okay, hold on. There we go, and meeting. Give it up one more time for Miss Blake, will you guys? And her keys just blew me away. Like I said before, and I want to bring this back on so that you can actually, if I can get it to, there we go. What she said on this whole idea of her keys is, first of all, social media for Blake Webster now is as much a part of the guest experience. Like in the Power Wheel when you're doing consultation work, or when you got your client at the shampoo bowl and you're doing washing and rinsing the hair, or whatever the traditional experiences are. Blake Webster has brought in another experience called the social media experience. And it begins in the consultation. There's some pictures and at the end. And now, as she's branded herself for that, clients coming in expect that. They hope that. So she doesn't have to concern herself with, what do I say to my client to get them to give me permission to take their pictures. They come in expecting it. That's what's cool. The photo location, she changes it up. If you scroll her Instagram page, you'll see that there's 4 or 5 different places in the salon. Sometimes it's outside, and it's beautiful because it doesn't get boring. 3, and this is really huge, she encourages her guests to post the screenshot, a selfie on IG, put it on stories, and she stays close to her guest on doing that and rewards them for the referrals that are coming in because of it. So she's working that big time. She works with front desk as well as her other peers to do the video shooting, because if you hang out on her page, you're going to see her story blog is just chock full of, the 5-second, 10-second video blog, and then she tag teams with one of her peers. So the interview was just an extraordinary conversation. So I really hope that you hang out with that, because I think what she has cooking is nothing short of amazing. So what do I want to do? I want to thank the people for hanging out with us tonight, and because they sponsor the work. The reason why I'm kind of stuttering here is I'm trying to find where the here we go. Here we go. Now we're cooking. I always like to do a little bit of plug for people coming on first time. If you've been hanging out with us, this is the page of all pages. The Michael Cole, and we actually changed the name to Michael Cole Summit, is the page you find on Facebook to watch the Facebook Lives, and then hang out with us, Instagram.com, Michael Cole Summit as well. Now, also, this was our 97th episode tonight, so you can go, if you go to summitsalon.com, which is the .com you should be living on, and you hit a slash mark and put MC Live, that's going to take you to all of the videos, the Facebook Lives that we've done. We've recorded them, we've edited them, sometimes we've taken them and turned them into micro learning chunks. You're going to see what we do with the Blake interview tonight, so that you don't need to be watching, like a 15-minute video, like 2-minute, 3-minute video bite. And oh, by the way, it's okay to Bluetooth your mobile device to your car and listen to the interview. You don't need to be watching it. Just listening to the conversation is what re-inspires you. So we hope you take advantage of that. And then, of course, on summitsalon.com, if you go to we now have a calculator page on our homepage, and we have different calculators that you can use that takes an annual, let's say, W-2 goal and breaks it down into what you need to do on a daily basis to hit that goal. So the calculators are latest, greatest, and it's wonderful, wonderful stuff. We hope that you'll take advantage of that. So in a nutshell, I always like to end by expressing gratitude to our sponsors, and that's L'Oreal Professional Products Division. These here are all of their brands. Salon Centric, State Beauty, RDA, ProMart are the distribution arms for PVD. So thank you guys for continuing to do what you do, because your support allows for the broadcast to continue. And then, of course, my homies at Summit Salon Business Center, the board, the group, the teams, the coaches. If you haven't been to the summit yet, get your you-know-what to the summit. If you haven't been on our coaching process, get a coach. If you were, but you let it go, revisit, have that conversation, because now we have a whole social media team where people can begin coaching you and your staff online with virtual coaches. So it doesn't take an airplane or a car to show up. So I really hope that you take advantage of that. So on behalf of everybody, that are involved tonight, we want to give it up one more time for Blake, and we'll see you again on next week for number 98. So have a good one.